morning, everyone. We're Group 8. We're here to give a presentation on Tomorrow is Another Day. My name is Ngozi Amaka Omoche, and with me are
Noah,
Sarah,
John,
Chisom,
Oyade,
Akindolapo.
In 2009, I lost my mom. Last year, I was opportune to go to the same place where she was buried. And all the time that I had been there or been around that place, it never once occurred to me to look at the headstone. Until this time in 2017. I was there just looking at her grave, and then I noticed that other graves around hers also had a headstone. And then it hit me. On this headstone, there are certain features that were there on everyone's headstone. It had their name, the day they were born, and the day they died. But what really intrigued me about these features was the dash in between, and what that dash signified. Imagine the whole years you have lived on earth, all summed up in the dash. Your good days, your bad days, your terrible days, everything, all in the dash. It had never occurred to me for once that what would people have had, what kind of impression they would have had of you within that time, things you could have done just in the dash.
There's a time to be born and a time to die. The really amazing part of this is not the number of years we all lived, but how fulfilled have you and I been through all these years.
So picture your burial ceremony. Don't be scared, no one lives forever. Imagine the headstone and the dash in between your birth date and your death date. Imagine living in frustration, depression, fear, anger. Imagine living for 20, 30, or even 40 years of your 100 years.
it's a new year. I'm not here to talk about New Year resolution and all, but you need to sit down and ask yourself, what has fear, doubt, depression, negativity done for you through the years? Abraham Lincoln said, and I quote, "In the end, it is not the years in your life that matters, but the life in your years." So how do you intend to live your dash?
Life presents us with a ton of opportunities, and in an attempt to take them on, we make so many mistakes. Nobody is above mistakes. They are unavoidable for human life. But the definitive factor is how you choose to deal with them. How you choose to deal with them. We are all humans, and anyone who can say, "I have never made any mistake," can be said to have never tried anything new. Do not dwell on the mistakes that will ruin your chances of a fresh start, that will rob you or blind you to the potentials, the promises, and the possibilities of a better tomorrow. The key is, acknowledge your errors, learn from it, and move on. Is it not nice to know that there is a tomorrow that comes with no mistakes in it?
The triumphs in life are partly triumph, because everything is not a triumph. There are so many people that get hung up on their mistakes. I, for example, I used to beat myself up about my mistakes, my failures. The thing is, anytime I fail an exam, instead of me thinking about how to improve myself, how to read, the opportunity given to me to have a better grade, I ask myself questions on what I have done wrong and all of those things. The reality is, all of this is not right. It will help us to move forward. And the more important thing is, tomorrow is another day. Live your life forward. Live for the next thing.
True fulfillment, they say, comes from running your race, the one you're designed for. Major Folaran Shobada, that's my father, would always say to me, "Akindolapo, there is a better chance tomorrow. Sit back, relax, think of your mistakes, find the way ahead." Now, I said to you, live your life, dream again, make mistakes, think of the mistakes of the past, find the way forward, forge ahead. Because most importantly, you and I have to make our lives count. Because tomorrow is another day.
Thank you. Come again another day.
What is the lifespan of raindrops? Do they wish they had come on a different day, at a different time, or do they stay, never leaving? I am 10, cold and shivering, watching the waters invade my door's crack, waiting for mother. I count the minutes, and then the hours, and the days. The rain, it brings the flood. The flood, it brings mother's body to me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Atier, and with me here are members of Group 2, Peter, Rashidat, Mary, Sophie, Vicky, and Victor. And together we're bringing you a presentation on rain.
Is there anybody in this room that has never seen or experienced rain before?
Yeah.
None, just as I thought. Did you know that rain that's falling where you live could have been water in the ocean some days ago? That sounds weird, right? Well, rain is just the result of water vapor condensing and then precipitating in various forms such as snow, drizzles, and rain. What a blessing from God. We all know that rain is a blessing to this planet. Yes. From the children dancing in the rain to the hopeful farmer in our rural communities, rain gives us fresh water to drink. Rain gives us lush and green environments, and also for the farmer who grows the crops that we eat and sell.
Yes, the nature has given us a very beautiful gift, which is rain. When it falls, the noise is like the sound of the nightingale that gives rest to weary travelers. When it falls, it's really magical. It's like God himself is sharing his blessings on us. We tend to forget all our worries in its sound and the sweet smell of the earth. All love rain for different reasons. The poet gets inspiration from it. Imagine a poet seated by the window, watching the rain fall. Each drop inspires him. Imagine the artist drawing, painting different things. It gets greater imagination watching the rain fall through his window. The desert gets to quench its long thirst, while the forest and other floras didn't last. They also get relief from the scorching heat and the harsh conditions of weather, while the food lovers just enter their ship, sail, and just enjoy and get drenched in the love of nature, while some just sit down, relax, and enjoy, and even get so philosophical as to saying that it's a way to enjoy eternal blessing that nourishes their soul.
Rain either brings joy or frustration. So a farmer that is into crop production may be happy that it's raining season again, which gives him less stress to water his crops and also looking forward to a bountiful harvest. Unlike the farmer who is into animal production, during this rainy season, he may not necessarily be happy because his animals are more susceptible to so many pests and diseases, causing him more loss because he's going to be incurring more costs instead of making profit. The mortality rate of these animals increase, and so causing these farmers so much economic and financial losses. So at this point, the farmer is not looking at rain from the aspect of bringing him joy or happiness like the one into crop production. Rather, he's looking at it as a frustration on his effort, on him trying to rear these animals to maximize profit and also to meet the needs of individuals. Some days back, when I was coming to Poise last week, I think it was on a Thursday, it was raining. When I got to the bus stop, I was like, why didn't this rain think of falling in the night? Why is it now that I'm all dressed up after spending so many hours drawing my eyebrows and making up, and all the rain decided to do was to drench me? At that point, I wasn't happy because I did not have a car. I was just being angry, looking at the ones inside their car, driving their car, saying, don't worry, Sophie, one day you will get there. But at that point, I was not happy that it was raining. So like I said before, rain can either bring joy or frustration, depending on the situation it meets us and how we perceive it.
Let's take our mind back 2 years ago. It was difficult for Nigeria. It was tough. We know the economy of the country actually contributed a great factor, but But not only the economy of the country, rain. That very year there was inadequate rainfall. The rain did not start on time and the rain stopped on time. That led to the low productivity of farm product. Rice, for example, on a normal day, a bag of rice is being sold between 8,000 to 12,000. But for that year, a bag of rice was sold for 20-something thousand to 30,000. It was looking as if rice is meant for the rich alone. The poor couldn't afford it. Tomatoes, it was a different ball game altogether. On a normal day, a plant of tomatoes is being sold between 800 to 1,200. But for that year, it was sold for 4,000 to 5,000. Even the rich were complaining. The poor couldn't afford it. The farmer doesn't even have enough to feed their family. Not the one they will sell to us. The out of Gary that we said is for all. The poor couldn't afford it. On a normal day, a pet cup of Gary is being sold between 300 to 500. But for that year, a pet of Gary was sold for 1,000 to 1,600. The poor couldn't afford it. That led to some Nigeria breaking into the home of their neighbor to steal food stuff, to steal cook food, going to the market to steal food stuff. In the process, they lost their life. It was a pathetic story.
Rain, it can be beneficial and harmful to humans. Nigerians enjoy rainfall all year long. For example, planting of cash crops during rainy season just because it requires a lot of water, and also it can cause natural disaster such as flash floods and soil erosion in some places. Talking about flash floods, let's take a look at Benue State. They experienced flash floods last year. It displaced about 110,000 people in 24 communities of Benue, and also Southern Asia, in India, Nepal. It killed about 1,200 people, and also, can you imagine, 1.8 million children couldn't go to school just because of flash floods, and also it turned the whole street of Mumbai into river.
Ladies and gentlemen, everything our group has said so far can be summed up by a tale of two beautiful cities. We have Cape Town on one side and Owerri, Cape Town. Cape Town is presently experiencing the worst drought ever in its history. Things are so bad that they are presently waiting for Blood Day, which has been tagged as April 21. What do I mean by this? That is a day where they expect that all the water, drinking water supplies in Cape Town will be dried up. Imagine that you had to anticipate a day where you would not just have drinking water to drink. Imagine how you would feel. Your guess is as good as mine. There's a lot of fear and trepidation presently in Cape Town. Citizens have to queue in long lines, waiting for their daily rations of water. Swimming pools have been banned of water. Car washes have totally been banned. And more devastatingly, bath times have been reduced to just 2 minutes. Imagine how you'd smell if you have been reduced to bath for just 2 minutes, day in, day out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put this gory picture aside the beautiful picture the beautiful Owerri paints. Owerri, due to the years of lush rainfall, has very fertile soil that brings forth new yams yearly, leading the citizens to come out in celebration of joy, celebrating the New Yam Festival. That's not just all. You have lush green vegetation and the beautiful scenery. Ladies and gentlemen, the situation in Owerri is replicated all throughout southern Nigeria, giving it a very sweet tropical feel. Ladies and gentlemen, our message is simply this: one phenomenon, rain, being the source of devastation, anger, anguish, as in Cape Town. One phenomenon, rain, being the source of joy, beauty, blessing, as in Cape Town, as in Owerri. Ladies and gentlemen, but if we put all this together, whenever we go down to kneel down and pray every evening, our prayer is to the God, Lord, please let it rain. From myself and all of us as Group 2, we say thank you. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation.
Thank you. Try. I have a 4.45. I'm on 2-1. Why would I try again? Why bother when I know I'm leaving school with 2-1? Not knowing that there's a push. A push. Why bother has killed so many of us, has kept us where we are. I am better than Mr. B. Mr. B came up the 3rd class. I don't care. I don't care. Why bother has actually kept us in the level where we are. How can we become great? One, passion. No matter what happens, I won't relax. I will still move on. Many of us, because of that, because of failure, we decide to relax. No, we can still push, and that push can bring out a great result. And that pushing brings
Self-motivation brings focus and attention. I really want to get there. How will I do this? What focus are you giving to passion? And the next is creativity. What's the unique thing about me? How can I make this happen? How can I be good in my catering career? How can I be good in my counseling work? What strike can I add? What voice, what swag that we call it can I add? Let's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a good singer, but what made him great? His dance steps, his moonwalk, his break dancing. We all want to be like Michael Jackson. We all know we have Jay-Z, we have so many singers, but what's spectacular about Michael Jackson? His moves. That was the step he took to become great. The world has too many good minds and not enough great minds. How is your mind? Are you in the why bother attitude, or are you in the push attitude?
Let the sky not end up being your starting point, stopping point. Let it be your starting point. That is greatness. Thank you.